Are you sitting comfortably? I'm not. And I'll tell you why I'm not. It's been a shitty week. It's been a shitty day. And to top it all off, instead of taking a dram that I think will cheer me up, I'm going to go for one that is my arch nemesis. And this, folks, is what it is. The Caol Ila 12 bottled at 43%. Now you may say, why is this my nemesis? Well, back in the day when I started to go with the missus, who's now the wife, she bought me some whiskey. A few bottles of whiskey, even though she doesn't now because she thinks I buy too many of my own. But anyway, she bought me a Caol Ila 12 because I like Laphroaig 10, so she thought I liked the peaty stuff. Well, she bought me this, and I was only in my 30s at the time, and she was like, I think you'll like this. So I opened it up, poured myself a wee dram and thought, oh, I'm going to enjoy this. And I was like, oh, don't like it. So I thought, maybe just one of those, a wee knack pour. No. So I tried another wee bit. I tried another wee bit. I tried another dram. I tried it over a week. I just could not stomach it. So what did I do? I swapped it with another whiskey loving mate for a Laphroaig 10. As you all know, I'm not a peat head. I do like a peaty whiskey as long as there's a nice balance of something else in there. Don't like it too smoky, too peaty. But for my birthday a couple of weeks ago, some of my friends in Scotland sent me over a nice wee tasting pack from Islay. And the Caol Ila 12 was in it. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give it another go to see if I like it a wee bit more better. Obviously, I've had a hell of a lot more whiskey since then, and my palate has evolved quite a lot. So I always preach, if you don't like something at first, give it a wee bit of time and then go back to it. So this is what I'm going to do now. So it's either going to be a pleasant surprise or the start to another shitty week. Haven't tried it beforehand. Haven't had it for about 15 years, so here goes nothing. Pray for me. Now, what they say here on the card, it's from Drinks by the Dram. You all know I'm a subscriber to the Dram team, but there's this company called Drinks by the Dram, and they do a similar type of thing. So here's what they say. On the nose, it should be fresh, herbal, rubbed peppermint leaves. What the fuck's that? Stemmy. Deep grass, smoky, oily, cigar leaves, smoked ham. Oh, smoked ham's good. I like smoked ham. And hickory, lemon peel, at the harbour. I thought it said at the barber there, the harbour. Lemon peel at the harbour. I've never had lemon peel at the barber, but then again, it's been a long time since I've been at the barber, so let's go on and see what I get on the old nose. Definitely straight off, there's a very distinct ashiness there. Burning peat. It's like you're on the beach on a nice sort of a summer night out, and you've got that beach fire thing going on, and it's just, you've pulled a bit of grass down from the side, a wee bit of the earth, and you've got that smell going on. It's quite nice, but it's not brilliant at the same time. And there's just smoky grass going on there, like the burning grass, and earthy peat. But there's also like a There's a sweetness there as well. It's like a lemongrass with a bit of earthiness, a wee bit of heat, a wee bit of peat. But at the same time, that smoky, peaty influence is taking over that lemongrass, but the lemongrass is in there to bring it down a wee notch. So from my first impressions, like 15, 16 years ago when I had this, the nose is a lot nicer than what it was back then. So here's hoping that the palate will be the same. So if you've got a pour of this, join me in it and let me know what you think it's like on the palate. Sláinte. First off, I have to say, it hasn't put me off like it did initially. It's actually quite pleasant. You've got that ash, you've got the peatiness, but there's that lemongrass in there too to give it a wee bit of a sweeter element. But it still is smoky, it's still peaty, it's still earthy. And it's that peaty earthiness, it still remains. But unlike my first experience when I just could not palate this, I have to say, I'm quite liking it. Now there's a positive, one of the few positives from 2020. So let's go in again and see if it improves. And, well, you never know, 2020 might get better. It's not that long of it left. You know, when you might as well get into it with whiskey because there's fuck all that's a 2020 to be happy about. Right, we'll go in for number 2. Cheers. There's smoke, there's peat, a wee bit of chocolate, a wee bit of coffee. You know, but again, that smoky, peaty wave comes across and it's actually quite bloody nice. It just shows how much your palate can develop over time. And as I've always said, never disregard a whiskey that you don't like at the start. It might take you years to go back to one, but always go back to it, because you know what? The more whiskey you try, the more it will develop, and the more your palate will change, and the more your tastes will change. And this is what the beauty of what I'm finding out now is. I actually quite like this. In a way, it's a wee bit sandy, it's a bit earthy, but that peaty, smoky element still remains, that earthiness, that seaside element. And you know what? From a whiskey that I had initially that I didn't like, it's totally turned itself in the head. I like this. I know this is only a small little sample here, but you know what? From my experience of initially having it until I have it now, it's totally, completely and utterly changed. There's a nice oily mouthfeel. The finish lingers. It's got all those nice earthy, peaty, smoky, seaside, harbour elements going on, a wee bit of brownness, but there's still a wee bit of sweetness in there, like lemongrass, grassiness. And you know what? From someone who hated this initially, I would go out and buy a bottle of this now. Granted, it's 12-year-old, it's 45 quid, But you know what? I can see why some people really like it. And once again, I will say, never let a first impression of a whiskey sway what your thinking is on it. Always go back to a whiskey you have not liked at the start, because I can guarantee the more whiskey you taste, the more whiskey you try, and the more your palate develops, the more you will appreciate different tastes. And this is a prime example of it. So, until the next time, folks, thanks for your time, thanks for watching. In these uncertain times, look after yourselves, look after each other, and you know, as I always say, keep on drinking your whiskey the way you like it. Sláinte. Thanks for watching, folks, I really do appreciate it. Please check out these other reviews, and if you'd like to support the channel, the best way is by subscribing, liking and commenting. And don't forget to ring that bell for all video notifications so you don't miss out on any future content. Cheers.